Welcome to Black Love Matters, with this service of therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other.
I find Aaron Brack and Michelle,
Or Jay-Z and Beyonce, or the Nearums and the Nyambi. Who is you?
I'm Near.
I'm Nyams.
And this is episode 330.
Hey, y'all. Happy Monday.
The revolution will be televised.
It will be televised, Insta story, TikTok, all the above.
Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's Black with no K. I done seen all the Russian bots coming and adding us and following us.
Oh, gosh.
So many of them. So many renditions and variations of Black Love Matters. And as well as Black Lives Matters with the same fist.
Yes.
Black Lives Matter 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Lack Love Matters 1, 2, 3. All them shits.
The fucking bots. No one's getting on that. What's Marky Z doing over there at Instagram to hold
You
that
know
up?
them niggas don't care?
Marky Z really put his line in the sand, didn't he?
Yes.
Marky Z really did flex with his
He got fuck you money.
his fuck you money and his protected my First Amendment right.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Am I checking in?
Yeah, what's going on?
No, was you about to get in the whole black nerd tech talk real quick?
No.
You don't feel like it?
No.
Why not? But y'all don't know Marky Z got some smoke. Because, you know, as Twitter, who's the Twitter founders?
Jack Dorsey.
Dorsey and basically kept flagging, treating him like he was playing football, Donald Trump. And every time he put something new, they flag this shit fake. Basically fake news in his ass every time he put a tweet out there or giving air quote trigger warnings. And I guess Facebook, people push back, well, Facebook, what you about to do? And Facebook was like, we
Nothing.
never,
A damn thing.
Why would we do something? I don't know. Black Lives Matters. And we are from living in Silicon Valley. We already know how it is over there at Facebook, honey. The blacks are not having a good time over at Facebook.
Nope.
Shout out to any Facebookers who are listening. Y'all go ahead and write us in and tell us about your experiences.
Black Love Matters is a safe space.
It's a safe space. We won't reveal names, but sometimes it's just therapeutic and cathartic just to get it out and put it pen to paper instead of just pen to paper and hitting to delete.
Right.
I was telling Aaron about this weekend, and I was texting with some folks, and I started texting, and I had to delete it. It's something about the text and the delete that hit different, don't it? Mm-hmm. How I hit Nero?
It's so cathartic. It's like you cuss a motherfucker out, and it's like they don't even know.
They don't. Oh my goodness!
That's what Apple needs. Apple needs an unsend button.
Yes, because Google got that.
Mm-hmm.
They got the unsend and Gmail. I mean,
Instagram got it as well.
We all need a 30-second grace period on everything from shit you post, things you put on Twitter, private messages you send. All of that needs a 30-second censor button where you can just bring that shit back.
Right.
And be like, my bad, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Or is there an app that can kind of keep the algorithms of what you putting out, what you sending? And before, like when you hit the send button, can the app then pop up and be like, bitches, you sure? From looking at your correspondence, are you sure you want to cuss this nigga out? You used a lot of expletives in this text message or in this post. Are you sure? Yeah. Our algorithm shows there's a dick and there's a penis and some titties in this. You sure this want this to go? Is that the thing that exists? It should be.
It should be. Or it's like, I sense shade here. Are you sure?
It's like Grammarly, shady? But for like social interactions, basically.
This is a good idea. Don't y'all niggas steal it. Copyright Black Love Matters 2020.
What you mean that's a good idea?
If y'all niggas steal it, we want our fucking cut. We want 15%.
You think that's a good one,
Yes,
Daryl?
that's a good one.
That's what you need. You almost, it's like the auntie had to be like, nah, is you sure?
You sure you want to do this?
You sure? And the thing is, you can have different editions of it. It can be like friends. You know how on Facebook and stuff, you can adjust like who sees it, friends, coworker. Like you can have a work edition. You can have a personal email edition because all that stuff goes differently. It would be a great app to have at work for HR. Just like, are you sure you want to send this? And not even for shady things. Like I imagine to protect companies. So say, some people don't have couth. So say if you're doing something at your company and you need to email the lawyers, you usually don't put in the email context the suspect shit. Some people don't have sense. They do. They're like, well, we anticipate da 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 and da 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 and we might get sued. What should I do? No. You're supposed to just say, can we talk?
Right.
And so even if companies would be like, your email seems a little detailed. How, and then give, how Gmail give you suggestions. How about let's talk instead? Oh, it's my check-in.
Yes, it is.
Let's see. My weekend. It was an underwhelming and overwhelming weekend at the same time. I don't know how that's possible. Overwhelming, I think, emotionally, spiritually, processing it, being in complete empathy with my people, the movement, just putting that love, light energy out. So I think that was a little bit more of the overwhelming area. Underwhelming was when I finally took myself out of that space and was kind of alone with myself. It was just one of those weekends where it went by in the blink of an eye. There's still not enough sleep in the world, right? And I'm sure there's articles about this, that you can sleep all day and all night and you still wake up tired. Mm-hmm. Ain't shit really. It get to the point where I didn't even set no goals. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even set a goal this past weekend. Usually I'm like, all right, I'm going to knock boom, boom, boom out. This weekend, I didn't even set a goal of drinking a lot of water. I just, long as I wash my ass and brush my teeth. When you don't got some new toothbrushes that basically gonna drill a hole in our mouth. That's the only thing it is. I don't know if y'all can relate to that, but that's how I felt. And I'm trying to lean into it and not push against it or fight against it in hopes that it's a cycle that will pass. Mm-hmm. Something that did give me a little joy was, did y'all see Yvonne Orgy's I Made It? Y'all know Molly on Insecure. Now listen, y'all can't hold Molly accountable for Yvonne. Now we got to support Yvonne. Yvonne,
you know it. Yeah, Yvonne.
What you was gonna say? You know what?
Nothing.
You about to get me?
Nothing. Nope.
On my pronunciation?
Nope.
Actually, I think Yvonne is another like Chantal too. Mm-hmm. It depends what crew you come from. It depends where you grew up at. Anyway, it was her comedy special that came on this past Saturday. If y'all got the HBOs, I recommend y'all watch it. It was funny. I think she's funny. I always like the energy she brings in the room. It was different type. Like, I don't think Angel Jones was new, right? But I think it was a different perspective. Mm-hmm. She reps her night being Nigerian American. So it was a mixture of all of that. I think I find the jokes about like her parents and being Nigerian, like I thought that to be extremely funny. It was good. I don't know what you think. Like, I'm a fan of her.
Yeah, it was funny.
I think sometimes people be getting distracted when she be talking about, she loved the Lord and she ain't had no sex. And I think sometimes when she's like practicing abstinence, I think people get lost in the sauce with that. First of all, the way niggas, as trash as niggas is out here, in the STI rates of, 1 in 4 got hepatitis or herpes or the clap or something like that. Right. It's something high. I don't see how y'all niggas is out here having casual sex, honestly. So I don't see why that is. And it's the pandemic. So how are y'all, the folks who are singling and mingling, and sticking it and doing it and pulling the panties to the side and sliding through, how are y'all going to do that once COVID is released? Like, how has that shifted? Is one night stand still gonna be a thing?
Maybe.
Is Tinder and Grindr still gonna be is niggas gonna be out here with masks on but no condoms? Like, how is that? How is STI rates and STD rates? Do people still call them STIs or STDs? It doesn't matter. Bad. When you haven't sex unprotected. Has those rates been affected because of COVID? Oh my goodness. It's 1.7 million cases of chlamydia in America, 500,000 of gonorrhea, syphilis, and 30,000 of syphilis. Who catches syphilis out here? The old people in the nursing homes. I'm sorry, what else I was saying? Go watch Molly and go watch Yvonne. I don't know. I just think she's beautiful. I love her energy. I love everything. I drink the Molly Yvonne Kool-Aid, so she really can do no harm in my words. I'm always going to rep her. I also love the way that she blends the Nigerian American experience and also with the Black experience, but does not do that at the detriment of the Black experience. I think it's some comedians out there who from the continent or, I don't even know how you say it. You know how she's Nigerian American, they be Ghanaian American, like, all that stuff, but they demean like being Black and low key growing up in America. Right. I think sometimes that used to get to me. It'd be like folks who are like first generation American or African. Am I saying that wrong? Y'all, I'm half sleepy.
Africans who are in America.
Right? But the thing is, they
immigrants. Like that?
They ain't no fucking immigrants. That's what I'm saying. They parents immigrated to America. Nigga, you grew up in Harlem. You grew up in Detroit. Like that used to sometimes make me go tiki tiki boo boo. Because of course, yes, that's your part of your heritage. But you can't deny the Black experience in America.
Right.
Like, you only go to Nigeria every 5 years.
Or ain't been back since you left.
But I think she did a beautiful job of marrying both cultures together and not putting one culture down for the other or one, like, you know what I'm saying? I think she just did a good balance of that. And I think that's why I love it, too. Shout out to the Nigerians. Y'all be cracking me up, too. Everything she said was not one lie. And the thing is, she could say it because I might be Nigerian, too. You know, that's what I'm just start telling people. I'm like, I'm not sure. I remember I was Jamaican a few weeks ago. I might be Nigerian too.
Oh, now you Jamaican and Nigerian?
Yeah, who knows?
Is that what your 23andMe said?
I haven't got it because I'm nervous.
Oh, what's the black version of 23andMe?
It's the tribes, where they break down the tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because honestly, I kind of know what 23andMe gonna tell me. I'm pretty sure the continent that's gonna point me to, honey, and then a couple whites feels German, so I'm sure it's gonna be a little bit of all of that mixed in from there. So, you know, I already kind of know what it feels like. Anyway, what else is going on with me? Niram, what else is going on with me?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Niram's so over me. Can y'all hear it in his voice?
Yeah, I hope y'all can.
Oh, on a serious note, we watched Just Mercy. Y'all know I originally didn't do that when it came in the movie theater or like left the theaters. I think it came out in the winter or like around Christmas. So we missed it, but I watched it. Bomb. I think it's free for the whole month of June, right, Nero?
Mm-hmm.
So I recommend y'all watch it with y'all families, yourselves. It's just good. We already know the story. We already know the story about black men being wrongfully accused. And this one ends better, I should say. I guess it's not a happy ending, right? You know, a lot of folks stayed in jail for a long time, but it was something that gave a little bit of hope. And I don't know, it's really good. Niram, are you looking up the black 21andMe?
Yeah.
23andMe? Is it 21 or 23?
23andMe. I'm trying to figure out what's the black version.
I forgot the name of it because it's a black woman that leads it.
I think Nia did it. I'm going to call Nia.
Yeah, I think he did. I haven't done any of those yet because I was nervous that they was tracing me, but they already tracing me.
They are. They don't.
I admitted it.
If one of your families are doing it,
everybody got it. All it takes is one.
They sequence your genome.
What?
That's what it's called.
Tell us more, Neil.
Hey, I'm telling you, if they got you one of your family members, you can be a distant cousin. They can go and be like, oh, well, a distant cousin of this person
gotta be
committed the murder. So then it's like, well, let's go look at the family
all the
tree.
Cousins. Damn. Where did that happen at? Was that San Francisco? That San Francisco murderer?
Yeah.
Where that's how they call him because one of his family members did it.
Yep.
Niram ain't telling the truth.
What you mean ain't telling the
I
truth?
said Niram is telling the truth. I'm sorry. Oh, child.
And that's how they found out it was a police officer.
Sheesh. But I enjoyed Just Mercy. Did you enjoy Just Mercy?
Just Mercy was a good movie. Y'all should definitely watch it because it's free right now.
Yeah.
So enjoy it while you can.
I agree.
It definitely has some triggering stuff if you struggling through this time.
This ain't the time to watch it. Actually, I'm trying to figure out a way to get my team to watch it and have a conversation around it since it's free to everybody. And everyone trying to reach out and how can I help?
I think it's on YouTube too. Let me see.
I think any platform
like any streaming,
it should be free.
I think any streaming platform is free.
So that and Selma. There's a couple other ones. And then say if you have like Amazon Prime or any of that, a lot of the other movies similar to that, like Strong Black Leads, what am I trying to say? Like informational documentary style, those are free too. Yeah, it looks like it's at the top now. It's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you just hit play. Yep, absolutely you should do
it.
It.
It's on YouTube too.
What else is going on with me? Let's see. Oh, Niram, I finally broke down.
What
and
you
Niram
doing?
got me a new phone, y'all. I have a long history with dragging my feet on buying phones. I treat my phone like I treat cars. I run them to the ground. The purpose of a car is to run it till it don't run no more. Of course, do all the upkeep that comes with it. But I've never been a one to get a new car every 2 to 3 years. I'm getting whatever this car is going to be with me for a season in my life. I feel like all my cars at minimum got to last for 10 years. I treat my phone at least half of that. At least 5 years my phone got to have. I think my iPhone was what?
A 6S.
A 6S. And what are we on the 11?
Yeah.
And didn't want to do that.
About to head on the 12.
About to hit on the 12 and I finally got it. And it was a beautiful thing. Niram bought it for me. He tried to surprise me. How you try to surprise me, Niram?
On some nigga shit, cutting the watermelon.
I know you to that whole story, but go ahead.
Cutting
Tell
the
the truth, shame
watermelon.
the devil.
Act like I cut myself and ask Naomi to go to the bathroom and get me a Band-Aid.
And y'all know me. I said, damn, how you cut yourself on a watermelon? I said, you about to kill yourself on a watermelon.
And then Naomi, Nia, what is this? Meanwhile, I'm walking up behind her. She's still getting the Band-Aid. I'm like,
So I'm thinking the nigga done cut himself.
So do you not see the fucking apple bag sitting on the damn bathroom counter?
Y'all know Niram is a gamma man. He's a creative. He might have just left a bag in the bathroom. So I was just going with that. I said, maybe he done forgot he done left it here. What made you buy it for me, Niram?
Because you needed
You gave me a nice surprise gift.
You needed a fucking phone. Naomi wasn't going to buy it.
Surely wasn't.
And like, I am tired of my fucking woman with this cracked ass. This phone has so many holes and cracks in it. It should be cutting
I wear
up.
my headphones because I won't
cutting
cut
up
my
on
skin.
Naomi's face and shit. Now she got acne and she talking about I don't know why. And it's like maybe because the phone got cuts and cracks and shit
can
on
I
it.
even hear on the phone? The phone just hangs up.
She can't hear on it. Since it's a 6S, it don't even have good service. It don't even have a good updated antennas or nothing up in there.
Thank you, Nira. I
The
thought
cameras are dead.
I thought you were going to say something like, I want my woman to have the best things.
I do.
And so I seen this phone and I said, let me do something sweet for you, baby. You know, what movies was watching when they was like, they don't make niggas like that no more that fits up on your house. Maybe I wouldn't watch. Maybe I was talking to somebody. They don't make niggas like that who go fits on your sink and they come in your house, or they see your car in the front yard and say your car need washing, or they turn your car over and say, do you got gas? Do you need an oil change? They ain't type of niggas come in your house like, let me put a little WD-40 on your door. You know, them the old school. I remember my grandfather used to. I feel like whenever you see me, he'll find and look around for something to do. Well, let me go ahead and do this for you.
So you don't enjoy your new phone?
I do enjoy my new phone.
Did I not do that?
What else?
Did I not do that? Yes or no?
You did.
Okay, then.
You did.
Just want to have it on the record.
For who?
For
the
anybody
communities.
else. Anybody else who listening?
Child. I don't know if we even talked about this explicitly. Like, we're thinking about heading back to Michigan to save just a couple coins. We're both so, blessed and grateful that our jobs are still intact and we're still golden here. But our companies are very, whenever they talk about coming back, they kind of hunching their shoulders. And latest Niram's company was like, how does 2021 sound? And I said, what's today? And then, I talked to my manager and she was like, yeah, I'm sure you can do what you really want to 2021. I think everyone's trying to figure out rules now. But they was like, I'm pretty sure in December or November, it's going to be a whole list of do's and don'ts that come on down the pipeline. And folks going to get this stuff together for the first year, but do what you want. And so Niram and I, we think we're going to make the move back. Naomi is having led about moving to Michigan. Niram is finding his joy. But we'll keep you up to date. I don't know, Niram, what do you think about it? Do you want to say more?
Well, so here's a couple things. I wrote.
And by moving home, moving with Naomi's parents. Dun, 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 dun.
We don't have to, though.
I mean, if I'm going to move across the country, I'm saving as much money as possible.
I'm just saying we don't have to.
Just to come back? I'm saving. I'm not about to go to Michigan and pay rent.
I'm just saying we don't have to, though. But I think, talking to my therapist, talking to other people, it's like,
your advisory board.
Yeah, talking to my advisory board. It just don't make sense. Like, A, staying here paying this expensive ass rent when we don't have to.
Yeah. At least for now.
Yeah, for at least now. So even if it's 6-7 months, like the amount of money that we would save just thinking about a Bay Area rent that we can either do low to no rent, like that's so much money saved. B, like everybody is gone here, right? So it's like for me, it just feels like
gone?
Well, you think about coworkers and everybody else, like people have already dipped out. So like there's a mass exodus of the Bay.
Yeah.
So like there's not much here. It was already nothing here for us anyway. We had any friends, any family and things of that sort.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. Well, you got your one friend. You got your one friend. I got my one friend, but we ain't got no family out here. There's no really like no ties here.
Yeah.
So to me, it just feels like I'm on an island, on a place where I can be, that I can go somewhere else and pay low to no rent and like bank that money and at least be around people that I know, like, and trust, or at least somewhat know, like, and trust. Right. And then the other thing is like, I just want to make sure I'm doing things that matters to me most, and that's fall in line with my values. Like right now, moving back to Michigan just seems right now. Like it just seems like the right thing to do. Like to be around my mom, to be around your parents, and like I personally have had like family members die from this, right? Like I think about that. I think about like my nephew's graduation and like how he really didn't have a graduation, right? So we talked about like missing all these family events and like what other time than now to like go and like be around family and save a lot of money. Like I just don't see.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the piece. Like we're grateful that we're able to keep our job and do our job distantly. Yeah. But I'm just having lid. I can't even unpack the lid. I'm just having a lot of. Maybe I don't like packing. I don't want to do the logistics behind it. Niram was mad at me. I was like, well, let's just go live in Michigan for 6 weeks and then come back. And Niram was like, so you want to pay rent to an empty place?
Yeah.
Y'all right in. What should we do? Who takes Miami side? Who takes Niram's side?
I'm just thinking it's not making sense. Like financially, it's not making sense. And of course, like we can do both. Like, but I think that when you think about everything that's going around, the values that we have with wealth building and trying to build wealth and like having.
I don't feel like I'm done with California. I feel like as soon as I pack my house off a state that step, I feel like Michigan is a warp hole. And as soon as I step part in that state, I'm gonna have to pull my way out. And I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
But I think that's different though.
Oh, okay.
Because like when we left, you didn't have nothing.
Ooh.
You didn't. We left, we both had our bachelor's degrees, and that was it.
A couple $100
and a couple $100,
maybe.
No,
all fundraised by family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you come in
Look
in a different
God.
way. We both are coming in a different way. So like you talk about a wormhole, like financially.
How poor were we when we left
Very
Michigan?
poor.
Oh my God. The thing is, that's how you know you need to be young to make moves. Because I didn't even realize how little I had stepping and leaving an entire state with family and a support system, basically with a phone bill and a car note in my account, and the covering of the Lord.
Yeah,
come on.
So like when you think about wormhole and things of that sort, it ain't like we not going back destitute. We're going there and this is in a financial position that we can pay motherfuckers rents, right?
Yeah,
that we can if we wanted to buy or rent a furnished apartment or put money down on a house or whatever. So I don't think it's necessarily a wormhole because I'm not
talking about. I think maybe I'm talking about emotionally. Like, am I emotionally ready to go back to Michigan? I'm not sure. I just don't know. Nyambi be a loner. And it's hard for me. I don't know if y'all got the feelings from my family, my people. It's hard to be a loner in my family because niggas is always there.
Yeah, it is.
Always.
And I'm just and on I done got island.
Real comfortable on my island.
And I'm
seeing
on this
my
island.
Friend every 10 days.
And I'm on this island like, hey, I can be around family.
It what Nayan be saying.
And I'll pass.
No, I did not. I did not
like,
say
so you rather just pay this rent? Yeah. No, and it's like, well,
no,
shit.
That's not what I'm saying. I know they listen. That's not what I'm saying.
But I think
it's just getting my mind right to be there, being in the mind frame to be with family, showing up in that way, and then also having to be in the mind frame and showing up and going to work. Like, that's what I'm gonna have to the dissonance I'm gonna have to figure out. That's all. Mabel, you shut your mouth.
Mabel rolling with me.
Mabel don't even know what it is for weather to be below 60 degrees.
Well, she'll learn. She'll learn.
She's never felt a degree. She's never felt 50 degrees or below. Ever.
But the thing is, Nyambi, is that all this is temporary, right?
Well, everything is temporary.
So
I know that. I know that.
Like 6 months there and we come back, right? Or like whatever. I think that.
And then my anxiety, depression be like, but where are we supposed to come to? But I like this apartment complex. What if it's full? We break our lease early. What if they don't let us come? Now I'm going to find somewhere else to go. What if we come back and rent done skyrocket even more? We could have been locked in. Like, I get to spinning.
And if it is.
I'm out of breath.
And if it is, we've saved 6 months worth of salary from both of our salaries.
Okay. Whatever now. I don't know. How y'all feel about it? Did any of y'all make some moves back to family or with friends during this COVID, during this time? How did y'all handle it? What advice you have? I'm doing it. Of course, I miss my family. I'm gonna do that, but I think I just have to like come to terms with what that means. That's all. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's growth. I'm gonna have to face some stuff I don't want to face.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to have another therapy session with a therapist.
You're right. Bringing that full circle, my goal for this week is finding joy and purpose.
Oh. And a therapist?
Yes. So just finding joy. Like, it's so much going on. I'm sure are we gonna talk about I'm sure we're gonna talk about the protests and stuff. We're trying to be light and airy for y'all. So you got a little bit of woosah. You can at least come to a safe place and have a little giggle. Or at least safe place where you can at least close your eyes and not have to, think about the stuff outside for a minute. But low key, high key, y'all, it is my week this week. And I challenge you all to find some type of joy in or purpose in a little day to day. Because this fight we fighting, y'all, it's just the beginning. We get a long road ahead of us. And if you're not finding a little bit of joys in the day, or at least laughing, I think that's what been one of my goals. Like, am I laughing at least once a day? And not even just like, am I laughing? Like, is there something that truly brings me joy at least once a day? And then if the rest of the day, if I'm cussing niggas out or I'm on the mountaintop like James Bond, fine. But at least once a day, every day, I need to find something that's going to make me laugh, smirk, think twice, like something where I can just have a moment of black girl joy. And that is how I'm going to push through this area. Nira, what's your check-in? How you feeling?
I guess going back to the whole thing Michigan thing is that I have been
just skirt and reverse it on it.
Yeah, it's just craving nostalgia, right? And so Naomi's like, well, what do you want to eat? And I was like, it's this Jamaican vegan spot.
Oh my goodness, back in was New England. That Jamaican spot was so good.
I think it was called Belmont Vegetarian. Shout out to them.
Belmont Vegetarian.
In Worcester, Mass.
Worcester. Oh, that was good. Shout out. Who's the owner name? Steve.
This nigga.
Ooh, that was
putting
good.
his foot in that food. I remember the first time I had it, I'm like, this meat. And he like, no, we vegan here.
Where's Steve from? What's his background?
He's from Jamaica.
Oh, okay. He was cool people. Yeah, I told him I was Jamaican too.
He from Jamaica and he been vegan since he was like 12.
Since he was a baby.
Yeah.
He was Rastafarian, right? Yeah. Rastafarian, yeah.
So I just been craving that. I really want it. Like, I'm almost tempted to fly to Massachusetts
and pick up one and keep going.
Yes, and just go from there.
If anybody y'all in that Worcester area, Mass, y'all check out I would say if you within a 45-minute, I probably drive 45 minutes an hour for it. It's completely worth it. If anybody's in that 45 to hour range of Worcester, Mass, check out Belmont Vegetarian.
Yeah, Belmont Vegetarian.
It's a black vegan Jamaican spot, and just get the sampler patter large.
Yes.
No rice. And get your life.
Yes.
Well, we said nigga, we said it like lemon pepper, wet fried hard. That's what salt, pepper, hot sauce.
No rice. Steve gonna try to put all that rice.
No rice.
I can make rice at home.
I'm saying no, exactly.
No rice.
No rice.
Give me all the goodness.
Give me all that rest of stuff. I think it's extra $1 for no rice. Cool, worth it.
Cool.
It's good, y'all. Okay, and you say you was feeling nostalgia about Steve's, and what else you feeling nostalgia? Just
trying to find things that, I guess fill me up. So I've been quiet on my social media, on personal social media, and just like quiet at work, and just really just trying to like focus in on myself and just do my work and do the work on me, right?
Yes.
And I've been quiet on my app and just
even Black Love Matters, we've been real quiet.
And just really just trying to like work on myself, right, and do the things that it's going to fill me up and make me happy and bring me joy. And I think this is where like these whole conversations of like moving back to Michigan, or like just doing things that just bring us joy. And it's like, well, I feel like I'm swole up and I don't want to cook no more. Well, okay, there's niggas out here that got chefing services. Like, what's the difference of paying our grocery bill and like a nigga chefing, especially during this time? So, just think about that things and being like, yo, like, you're doing this because you have a underlining suppressing value of yourself, of like your thoughts around this. and like that's holding you back because I've never pushed that on you. And it's really just
who are you talking to?
Who else?
Are you talking to Nyambi?
Who else is in the room?
Neo told on me. I told him I felt we was about to eat. I was like, I feel like I'm swollen. Just my whole body feels swollen. My whole essence is swollen. And Neo told me, well, don't worry about cooking there.
You don't. And just really just trying to find different things. So, we end up going to Oakland. The thing about Naomi's like,
favorite place.
Naomi's like, you hate Oakland. You hate going to Oakland.
Low-key hates driving to Oakland.
I don't.
And I really do like Oakland.
I'm going to tell you what I hate about Oakland.
Now, some Oaklandites listening. And they about to get an attitude.
It
don't even matter what you say. They about to get mad.
I hate driving to Oakland when I live in the South Bay.
Yeah.
And it takes me hours to get there.
Well, that's everywhere in the Bay. It takes forever to get everywhere.
But Oakland in particular, you don't know what the hell is going on. You fucking around and you drive there and there's a fucking game going on. And they got
concert.
They got something going at the Coliseum. And
niggas frying fish on the corner. It's an African Day parade.
You got the Oakland A's. And you got Golden State Warriors playing at the same time.
First Friday.
And you keep driving. It's fucking First Friday. Niggas can't park nowhere.
At Merritt Lake, you can't get through.
So
then head to East Oakland, you head to the block, then they on the corners.
So what I really hate about Oakland is driving there. Like, I don't hate Oakland. I hate driving there and not knowing
every
what's
time
going
I'm like,
on.
this thing popping off in Oakland is near. That's it. We can't go to Oakland
because it's like on a Tuesday and it started at fucking 7 p.m., which means we got to leave where we at 3 p.m.
At noon
to get there.
Yeah, dude, taking off.
And do you know
and
them
it's
niggas
literally only 30, 40 miles away.
And them niggas be towing them at Oakland and fucking parking be like $30 for like 2 hours, and it's like, what the fuck?
They tow in Oakland.
Well, that's what I hate about it. It's like I'm getting raped and pillaged every time I go there.
Well, we went there today and it was nice.
And what happened?
I was gonna say it's nice to be among the other rally folks and just being with just black people. So it was a good time. Y'all know. Originally, what was we say was gonna be still be in the house and just send money? Y'all know we couldn't be still sitting in the house and send money. So it was amongst our people. And then after that, we went to the vegan spot. What's it called? What is it called?
Vegan Mob or something like that?
Vegan Mob in Oakland. And it was an all vegan spot owned by black people. And it was good. The food was good. It wasn't as good as Steve's. But nigga shit. So I'm investigating. I said, okay, we're going to do this. I'm looking on their Instagram. I'm looking on their Yelp. Everybody like, the food good, but I shouldn't have to wait 2 hours for no grilled cheese. And I said, whoa. That ain't going to work for Nyambi. And then I see today that they was like, try our online if you want to cut the line in half. So I'm thinking I'm cute while we out here amongst the people. I was like, let me go ahead and put in an order. So while we amongst the people, that'll give us about 30, 45 minutes. And then we'll go get it when they tell us to go get it. So we did that. We put it in. They tell us to come get it. The food ready. Tell me the food. What they tell me, Nero? The food ready at this time. I still waited an extra what?
45 minutes.
No. We picked. Remember, I was like, ain't the food wasn't supposed to be ready like at 3 something?
The food was supposed to be ready at 3:20.
And then I waited to 3:30.
Yeah.
And then I went up there and Jesus, why does that happen? I said, okay, I put this online order system in here, my name. They was like, okay, cool, yeah. It's coming up. I'm like, okay. And I wait 5 more minutes. I go back. I said, since my order coming up, she's like, yeah, you in the pipeline. You got about 30 minutes left.
30 minutes? Nigga, I ordered this an hour ago.
I thought this vegan food was done. Ain't no ribs on the grill.
Ain't no meat in this.
It's done. They need to do it like the Jamaicans do and have it stewing on the buffet line.
Ain't no meat in this, so ain't nothing.
Everything should be done. But I'm still amongst my people. Cool. I already kind of anticipate this. I'm being cool. Nero calling me, where you at? I said, I'm waiting for our food. I thought it was done. Yes. Waiting for it. Cool. I'm with all the people. Y'all know Oakland, in this side of Oakland we on the borderline of the gentrification. So it's already a collected bunch of people, AKA meaning it's a mixture of black people, it's a mixture of white people, it's a mixture of opioid addicts. It's a lot of shit going on. And what really set me off, I'm everybody else is all mingling together, right? Honestly, we ain't 6 feet apart, but I'm just got my mask on. I'm just talking to the Lord. Keep me safe. What the fuck was getting on my nerves was one of these street vendors was selling something. He was selling some fucking pictures of somebody talking about the black glove and all that. Fine. Cool. But what this nigga did that set me off, he then gonna turn on his fucking speakers to Bootsy Collins blasting It can't nobody hear their order. So the people, it's old school. Think of like one of those old school car hops. And so since we all outside, we can't be in. So they yelling out the window, Keisha, Nyambi, order 58. But you can do that when ain't no noise. But what you got Boosie up there now. I'd rather be with you. Ooh, Keisha. Can't nobody hear shit. So he banging, I'd rather be with you in double dutch shit. The person at the counter whispering. As a black woman, I had to come and intervene. I said, bruh, you gonna turn her down? Can't nobody hear. What you say, sis? I said, I can't hear, nigga. And then the people that come there was like, think we could, because the white people was too scared. Because, it's a lot of stuff going on in Oakland. So the white people just taking it and not hearing. People missing their orders. They done called 98. The person who 98 done stood there for 15 minutes. And they done been said 98, they food cold. But I was on edge at the end. He was blasting the music and no one thought to tell him to shut the fuck up. Or go down the street with that shit. Right. I'd rather be, what was he? And then after he hit the Boosie Collins tribute, then he gonna start talking about, now he become James Baldwin. Now he an orator. He talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and how you niggas go to HBCUs, but the HBCUs still teach you about white shit, so you might as well come to me and I teach you. Shut the fuck up. And I know it was some Howard grads up in there getting offended. But no one said nothing to him. And you know how you get to pacing back. Well, y'all don't know me, but I get to do a little two-step. Mm-hmm. Then my hand go to my hip. And then I get real furrowed in the brow. Because I just couldn't hear. And he was so loud. And it took the black woman to say, turn that shit down. I can't hear, bro. And when I told her, I said, can you turn it down? I don't think we can hear, bro. What?
God damn it, nigga.
You gonna turn that shit down, nigga? What? Oh, okay, sister. Thank you, strong black woman. Turn that shit down. I'm trying to get my fucking vegan burrito. Life and times in Miami. That's why I gotta find joy.
And meanwhile, there's no parking, so Nearham's
we're in the red. We all by the fire hydrants.
So Nearham is parked in a red spot, so I really can't go out there and look at the Nyambi and tag off.
All you see was what you did.
I just seen a bunch of niggas.
Did you?
And I was sitting there with my flashes on.
What role did you?
And I was like, "What the fuck?" Because at first I just texted her because she was out there for like 15 minutes, and I was like, "You good?
Time to go. We've been here all day. Yeah,
I'm out here. Got my gas running. It's already hot outside, so I got the AC blowing.
Yeah,
I got the flashes on.
Yeah,
a nigga out of place.
Yeah."
Got the daytime running lights on the car and shit.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Nigga shit. I was fuck. I just turned my damn car off. Rolled down the window, turned off the flashes.
I said that there.
I already knew. And then I waited another 15 minutes.
Oh, I was out there good like 30, 40 minutes.
And then I was like,
beyond when they told me it was ready. And the food is great. I told you, I don't even mind the waiting because like it's a long day. You being among other folks who are around. Cool. But when he hit that Boosie Collins, I couldn't take it. He ain't even play no Marvin Gaye. He ain't even play no movement music. No. Boosie is not movement music. Boosie is brown liquor music. Get the fuck out of here. And then you talk. The thing is, he started talking about them HBUs and PW because I think there's a lot of kids around. Or it was just a lot of young. It was gentrification.
Because of gentrification, it's rallying. People,
like it was just a lot of stuff.
A lot of people already had their signs ready.
Yeah, like folks was getting prepared, and he clapping back on what people sign. He reading people's signs out loud. He calling people out about what they wearing and shut up.
Blue shirt, blue shirt.
Shut up.
Yellow socks.
I said so. Nobody gonna tell him to shut up.
I see you flip flops. Thong toe.
Ain't nobody. And I feel like once I said, everybody kind of looked at me like, because everybody got their mask on. You said everybody looked at me like, thank goodness someone said something. Black women always got a what?
Say today.
Can't hear my fucking burrito and my brisket and shrimps. All vegan, of course. What is that made out of?
I don't know. It's called seitan or some shit like that. So I don't even know what the fuck seitan is. What the fuck is seitan?
I don't think the food made of seitan. Ain't that nut based?
No, that is what's the name?
Well, it's wheat. It's just mashed up wheat. Oh my god!
So wheat, gluten, made from food
flour.
From gluten.
It's just some meat,
main protein
with
of
some
wheat.
Chicken stock. With some vegetable stock. Soy sauce. I mean, tofu ain't nothing but a bunch of soy.
Yeah,
Soy water.
you talking about nuts? That's tempeh.
Tempeh is nuts.
I don't like tempeh.
I don't think I like tempeh either. Tofu, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, because tempeh is like molded. It's like
molded soy.
Yeah, for fermented soybeans put together.
So that's what that aftertaste is.
Yeah,
like that fermentation. I don't mind soy.
What is meat analog? What the hell is that?
Yeah, you gotta be careful with some of all this fake meat too. But it was nice. It was just nice not to put nothing that was a human that had a soul, as Nia say. That was a human. I'm sorry. That had a soul in my body today, and it was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
What else is going on with you, Nirams?
That's it. I think that's it. You know, we can head on right to Black Love Matters.
Yes, Black Love Matters.
I mean,
help us, y'all.
I'm tired.
Everybody send prayers that we don't even have one episode last week. I'm still tired.
I'm mentally tired.
We ain't giving up on this podcast though.
No, but I'm mentally tired.
I'm mentally tired as hell too.
My only thing that's keeping me sane is my homeboy. He called me every other day and said, "Hey, you want to go bike riding?" And this nigga be taking me everywhere.
It be like kids, y'all. Nirram be like, he done call. I won't give his name away. Shut up if you listening. We going bike riding again. I was like,
I ain't want to leave the fucking house.
You don't want to leave, and I told him to get his old curmudgeon stuff up and go.
Hey man, you want to ride down to the beach and ride bikes?
That's that young.
No,
He said, "No, I don't want to see no sunset.
I don't want to see no fucking sunset."
Y'all niggas better be in the house with a curfew.
Man, you want to go down to the cove? No. Hey man, there's a rally in San Jose, man. You know, we should ride our bikes around. No. I'm gonna stay my ass in the house.
He keep you young though. He keep you in the street.
And every time I be some fuck shit, I say, "See, this is why I don't fucking leave the house." Nigga, shut up.
It's okay.
So I don't leave the fucking house.
It's okay. You gotta have people around that you like that.
Hey bro, you want to go bike riding? I don't want to go bike riding.
And Niram go every time. Every time. That's how I know he a good friend, because Niram put up a fight every time he asked for something. It's like they're at least on the phone for 30 minutes of him convincing Niram to come out. I know he always asks Niram something, because the first 3 minutes of conversation, Niram was like, no. And then by the end, all right, let me pack on up. I'll meet you at your house, or you come to my house, and then they end up going.
Cause he'd be like, man, you know, got the revolution down here, man. You can come on down here to San Jose.
He got you. He said, just giving your dollars ain't enough.
I said, what the fuck you mean?
And it is.
I gave my good ass green money.
And it is. Oh my goodness. So where we want to start? So can we first address that we've been doing this podcast for 3 years? Y'all, our 3-year anniversary for the podcast was last week, June 1st.
June 1st.
Last Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. What you got? What stats you got in there? We done did over 330 shows in 3 years.
330 episodes.
So, did I say that right?
30 shows.
330.
Yeah.
That's the same thing, ain't it?
330 episodes.
That's almost 100 episodes
a year. Yep, 110 episodes a year.
So that's at least one episode a week.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But God.
Yeah.
How?
Mm-hmm.
What else? How many listeners we got? How many downloads?
Downloads, over 600,000 downloads.
600,000. Y'all niggas came through for us. We appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? You got some more stats for us? Look, I've been in Silicon Valley too long. What other data-driven approach you got?
Hey, that's it.
That's all.
600,000.
Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we're going to do...
How many 5-star rating reviews? A lot.
A lot. Thank you. That brings... Honestly, low-key...
It brings me the most joy ever.
I caught Niram just reading through the reviews one day. So no, that do bring him joy, y'all.
It does.
That dude, low-key, high-key, that brings him all of the joys. I don't know. I'm just grateful. So just know that the Zoom call combined episode, it is coming. I just haven't reached out to folks because the fucking revolution, right? I won't. Between Sir Jeffrey, Red Baron, all the I know the whole crew is doing their own shit. So I was actually gonna reach out maybe later this week, even next week, to give folks just a mental break. Because when I do the show, of course we're gonna talk about
almost
real
400 5-star ratings.
But I also want the episode to be some joy. Does that make sense? Like, I really want that episode to be light, fun, and just something we just, I don't know, just joyful. So we're so grateful for that. How far we done come, Nero? Like, how good is God? Talk about that first episode to where we at now.
Well, at first it was a time to get Nyambi out here in these podcast streets. It was almost like pulling teeth. I had to be.
How would you say it's pulling teeth?
I had to be the producer. I had to be the studio manager. I had to edit. I had to do all those things to get Nyambi on board. Because what y'all don't know is Miami a little flaky.
I am not flaky.
You are.
I am not flaky, but what I am is solo dolo.
Flaky.
I am a good I'll stay at home. I'm a good going without me.
Even when we were at home.
Yeah.
Come on, Naomi, let's get on this. I ain't got nothing to talk about. Nigga, yeah, you do. Because you always talking to me. Forcibly. So
Forcibly?
Yes.
Or excessively?
It's both.
Uh-huh.
Nigga be trying to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I be tired. And
Yeah.
Naomi know I be tired. And then she still want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And they get mad when I'm dozing off.
Oh, I hate when I talk and somebody fall asleep on me.
Shit.
It's disrespectful.
I say, nigga, I'm sleepy.
Do you want to tell the folks of like why we started the podcast and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so like...
For the folks who don't, for folks who this is your first time, would Joe put and say first time and last time listeners?
First time and last time listeners.
Go check out that first episode.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
So we started this off like it was a rough time. 2017, 2016, right? It was a rough time in our lives.
Yeah.
Both of us had got fired from our jobs on the same day.
Yeah.
We was both struggling, trying to keep our house afloat.
Yep.
Working different places. Naomi was working at the box store. I was working at a place that I didn't know if my check is gonna get cashed every week. You know, during that time.
But God.
During that time, Naomi got new job offers. Some job offers got taken away. She left the box store. Before she left, they gave her ass a...
Don't do that. I don't want to talk about that no more. Did somebody call in about that? Them the OG listeners. Y'all going to have to go back and listen to those episodes.
About that. And then Naomi came back. And then niggas was talking about where's the baby. And Naomi had to go through all this other stuff. Meanwhile, you know, I'm still working at these other jobs. I'm still cashing these checks whenever they give it to me. They call in place, and it was just a rough time in our life, right? And you know, since I already had a podcast, I was like, and I be like, you need a place to like vent and offload, because like she didn't want to talk to nobody. She wanted to talk to no therapist. She was just like, I was like the emotional dumping ground or the emotional trash can, whatever we want to call it. Like, so it was just a lot for me to carry. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you want to talk. Like, you have a lot of things to say on a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
You have a lot of opinions on things, and I think a podcast is right for you.
Yeah.
So, like, coming up with the name, it's like Black Love Matters. And it's like, you know, that's a meeting of a lot of things. We can talk about matters and Black love and everything around that, right? Or just talk about our relationship and like,
and also the movement was starting too. I think about the Ron Ferguson, same shit, right? Like all that stuff was happening.
And so, you know, with all that going on and just, you know, getting it going, and we've been going at it 3 years strong, you know, of course, over time we've adapted, we've changed things, we moved things around, but, you know, staying to what the roots were is to reaching out to folks, folks reaching back to us and being like a safe place, you know. And I think one of the things that's like my favorite thing of the podcast is that, you know, people call in and like leave voicemails and like talk about the shit they hear and things of that sort, because like we wanted to have a place where you can have a two-way conversation than, you know, just us talking and like you having this conversation or this dialogue in your head or in your car, and like having that opportunity to call in and
get it out.
You know, get it out.
I agree. No, I love it. I always love how you explain it, because I even remember when you were trying to get me to do it. I was like, I'm not doing it near them. Nobody gonna listen except your sister, maybe a friend or two. Like, I don't know. And it did help me. This podcast has been like a mirror to me, because I go back and listen to the episodes every once, maybe not right away, but like usually a week or so delayed. So I'm always like a little behind listening to it. But I finally recently have went back and listened to like episodes that are like 100 or so episodes ago. And I don't know. It's just a mirror, and it's just an area for growth. Like it's like verbal journaling.
Right.
And I'm just proud of how much we've grown. I'm proud of how much our community's grown, right? Like I remember when we first started, who was it? Sir Jeffrey was like in the middle of his program. And like that nigga graduated last week. Right. Like, you know, like all these life events, right? Or Red Baron when he was like shifting jobs, like all these things have happened over time.
Right.
That it's, I don't know, it's just really nice. It's really nice. It's a nice time capsule. Right. To have in time.
And to like get really, you know, get to know some of you niggas without like knowing you niggas, right?
Exactly.
And like it be like family. So when Shan calls, it's like Shan.
Yeah.
It's like getting to the point like you're almost memorizing some of these numbers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like that's Shan, or like, oh, that's Red Baron, or oh, that's Sir Jeffrey.
Yeah, I agree. It's amazing.
You know, just think about that and like the people who's like been around. You know, when we took some hiatuses, took some time off, and checked in on us, and came back. You know, I'm just very grateful.
Friends, right? Our friends, our real friends who are not real friends. Y'all are all our community,
but like
but
in real
person,
life,
friends who still like listen and keep up. Like that's another level of like just support that's never expected. Like sometimes even with like my personal friends that I know like outside of the podcast, I don't even bring it up because I don't have the expectation that you gotta like, you know, that's not, but like even just to show like just the people we have around us, how they're like, yeah, of course I listen. Or like I have friends where like it might be we kept like, I'm the type of person, like I said, I might not call you every single day. I'm not an everyday caller or texter. I might call you once a week, once a month, once a quarter. But when you text me, if you got my number, we pick up right where we left off. Like, period. That's just how I roll. That's how I'm cut. And I even have some friends that I might talk like monthly or quarterly every 3 or so months. And like, I'm like, what's going on? I feel like I haven't called her. Like, let's catch up. What's going on? They was like, well, I feel like I know everything going on with you. Let me tell you about you.
Right.
Me, because like, I listen to the podcast. Yeah.
I listen to the podcast every
yeah, so like
episode.
Just stuff like that is a way to stay connected, and I don't know. It has been a light spot. There's no plans to stop anytime soon. I do see an evolution coming of it, but I'm trying to surrender to that. Y'all know I'm gonna get back to my bag. You know, at that point, I need to find out what episode that was where I literally just surrendered. Be it to the bot store, be it what I was gonna do, to what the Lord, the Grand Architect, wanted us to do. And stop over planning, and that's when the breakthrough happened. I think we're at that point with the podcast too, because me and Darren, we go back and forth to have this conversation, like, "What should we try this? What about that?" And and it was like, maybe we should just surrender to it and truly see where the evolution and where the opportunities.
And I think enjoy it, right?
And be in the moment.
And I think that's one of the conversations I've had with Naomi a few times. It's like, Black Love Matters do need some TLC, right? We need to. Do a lot of things or do some things or just move on some of the things that we've talked about. Yeah. And I think it's interesting that, when we first started, we had like all this time on our hands, like so much time on our hands, like so much so that we did like 3 episodes a week, right? We did that till recently. Yes. Like 3 episodes a week. Yeah. And, it was to the point, and like Naomi had to talk me down from that because I was like, we ain't doing shit. We should just do 5 a week.
Oh, my gosh.
And like treat it like a job. So to like go from like 3 episodes a week and like not having much time on our hands to like both of us having full-time jobs, I'm running my own business and like still like making time and finding time.
Yeah, it's more important to us
to do this podcast, right?
I agree.
It's something interesting. I think it's grateful to have that momentum early on when we was busting out 3 a week. That that allow like people to like allow us grace and like still 2 a week
ish. We had 1
2-ish week. Yeah, it's the revolution. Niggas going through.
It's the revolution. We got to take it. But all that to say, I think what I'm trying to say in short is this podcast, this community has filled me up so much, and it was something that I didn't even know I needed. So if folks are listening, if you're going through something or not, or you feel like you're being drawn in a certain direction and you don't have all the clarity to like why, who, what, when, where, the impact of it, I just encourage you to surrender to that and lean a little bit into that. Yeah. Because I think that's absolutely what happened with me in this podcast. So I'm like, what? Who gonna listen? If you want to talk, well, let's just invite our friends over. Like, what do you want to talk about? A journal? But it is something to this. And it might not be a podcast for you, right? It might be something else. I don't know, working out, creating something, doing the business, joining a club, stepping up, being the head committee, council, something like that you feel like you always being drawn to and you kind of always pivoting in a way. I will say lean into it because you'll be surprised on the journey you can go on.
And I think the other thing is just so much personal. Like this podcast is a personal endeavor for us, right? It started off as a therapy session. So I just think about, what we have had some traction and like people publicists reaching out and be like, hey, can we get interviewed on the show? And like all the people we've turned down to be on the show, knowing that like this is me and you. Yeah.
That wasn't the goal of it.
Like it wasn't the goal to like interview people. It wasn't the goal to like get famous people on or like this be a stop for like somebody's book tour or a promo or nothing like that. It was just us two having conversations and letting the community know that, these are the conversations or the things that we're talking about and the things that we're thinking about, like throughout this whole process of life. And like what it means to be, to have this love, and like to talk about matters of blackness, like whatever it may be, like, whether it's us joking, shooting the shit about Isaiah Thomas and Bill and Beer being the greatest basketball players of all time, to like talking about some revolutionary black love, Black Lives Matters, and current issue stuff, to also let's talking about like, how we sold our first house and how we got our first house and, all those things in between.
Yeah, I agree. So all that to say is we love you. Miriam, do you have, I know we shared a lot of those unexpected lessons, but do you have any like favorite moments that you want to share?
I think flour. FLOUR.
You niggas not gonna let me die that
like
down.
The pantry item.
Y'all are not
and
gonna
not
let me
like
die
a beautiful
that down.
rose.
You're not gonna let
that
me.
one's my first. That's
are you gonna elaborate on it for the people?
So Nyambi was. I think this is the second time you came back to the box store.
Oh God! Oh, don't make me shout. I had to go back not once, but what? Twice. Oh Lord, you had to humble yourself and say, "I will come back."
Went to that box store for the second time.
Ooh. Can we talk about how hard that day was? Was you worried about me?
Yeah.
How? Why was you worried about me?
Because,
what was you thinking?
Because I think it was a rough time anyway. Because like you had a job offer rescinded, and so it's like you was back. And he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I'm like, you just called them niggas back, and it's like I don't know. I just feel so embarrassed, and I remember being like,
hurt. Y'all talk about hurt, shame, and defeat. Nyambi wrote the book on hurt, shame, and defeat.
And it was like, well, and and like me, just crafting the narratives. Like, well, if they ask you about the baby, just like it's not here. And like,
first of all,
don't
give hurt, shame, and defeat on just my ego being bruised of going and having all these degrees like a thermometer and being like, "Bot star, actually, I need you back." Then I have to address
the baby shower that
because
they threw.
The baby shower happened on my very last day of that job, so it wasn't a place for me to come back and then be like, actually, like it's not like I was coming back in a month to be like, actually, this isn't right. Nor did I ever tell them, y'all. Like, don't get me wrong, I never. They just what?
They assumed that Naomi was having a baby because Naomi was stress eating. She had that little pooch, little stress eating pooch. And they thought Naomi was having a baby.
So embarrassed.
So like,
talk about hurt, shame, and defeat and embarrassment. Oh my God!
She had that stress eating pooch.
I might need to write a book. And I was like, oh.
Or like, even,
I'm so embarrassed. I can't even listen to that. I never listened to that episode. That's how embarrassed. I'm still embarrassed to this day that I cannot. Nehemiah can tell y'all the episode. I'm thinking it's somewhere in the hundreds.
It's somewhere around. I can't remember.
But I can't.
Or like even during that time, like me putting you on a bus and sending you to a friend's house in the DC to say go watch their kid.
How was it?
Like go nanny
Shout
a friend.
I literally became a nanny.
Right.
For what, a couple weeks?
Yeah, almost. Well, you was gone for like a month.
I visited people. I visited.
So you nanny for weeks. You was at Nia house.
Did I with my parent? Yeah. Everybody. Nira was like anybody but here.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I'll take the emotional like toll of this. Like I'll just go to work. I'll figure this out. Like I'll work through that, but you don't need to be here. I'm
sorry I cut you off. So once the baby shower thing happened, wait, were we telling how you feel about the baby when I came home? How? Yeah.
So I think that was like one of my favorite moments to talk about flour.
Oh, flour.
Because like, oh my God, now y'all like. If you think the podcast is raw, like I wish y'all could have heard like the conversations about this fucking dog and this woman during there, right? Like before we got on the podcast, because y'all know Miami got a motor in her mouth, so she got to have a
podcast conversation,
pre-podcast conversation. I'm like, Miami, leave it for the podcast. Yeah. No, I need to talk about this shit now. God damn.
You gonna tell people what happened with Flower? Well, first, Flower is a
emotional support chihuahua.
Not a service animal. Flower is not a service animal. She is an emotional support dog. Go ahead. More about Flower. And Niram, because you visited me at the Black store and you seen the Flower. Your thoughts?
Flower's just sitting there shaking. because he was emotional support Chihuahua. I remember when Flower got loose and he was just staring at the dog food. You know, that was some of my favorites.
Excuse me.
I think some of the things that's funny now that wasn't funny was me working at that startup with that boss and me having to like go cash my check every fucking Friday because I didn't know if it was gonna bounce or not.
Jesus.
And them having like in like my last day when I got let go there.
Yeah. Did they let you go or you quit?
They let me go.
How many places could we be fired from
Because
in 1
it's
year?
like they said we can't afford you no more.
God.
And like me going to take that check to that account and like seeing his mama there and being on the phone, he'd be like, "We need to transfer some more money because
Niram is here.
Because Niram is here trying to get this
his
money."
We thought we had to Monday, but this nigga done came. Wow. And we have all that on the record, y'all. All these stories. When I think of some of my favorite moments, I think of more so recent moments. I think of some of my transition to Silicon Valley. Like that whole period. Even on this journey, I think y'all got to see my spiritual journey just deepen. I've always had a relationship with the Lord. As me and Nia said, we walk a crooked path, but the path is always to glory. I think I just got real deep into it. Like I just got so focused and so relentless with my faith that it just became unwavering. Mm-hmm. So I think that's some of my favorite moments, just seeing myself reflect back on the journey I went on and how freely I think I talk about God and how much he's done for me. I've been so grateful for that. Also, Silicon Valley showed me, remember I used to do Nanny Chronicles? Because we still hustling, right? Because at any moment we prepare for anybody tell us to go do. So we always got to have a job for the what? For the job. I laugh back at I can't believe y'all had me out here or y'all let me nanny these children. Taking that nanny job in Silicon Valley at least probably stopped me and Near from having kids. Like that at least added an extra 2-3 years. Because them kids drove me crazy. What was some of the good? We might have to go listen to some of them episodes.
I think
remember that black one who had the tantrum?
Yes. That
nigga. I only had a couple black children I watched. The black baby girl was sweet, but that nigga, I want to come on and you know me, I took receipts just in case he cut crazy.
Or how about the Asian one where you opened up Google Translate and you told his mama that he was fucking up. And his mama yelled at him in Korean or some shit, and he gonna tell you, "Can you have your phone?"
Because he was showing out on his mama. Because I think the daddy came over for the job. The daddy speak English and Korean. Is Korean the language or is it man? I don't know. Speaking Asian language that I ain't know, and then the baby speak a little bit of both. And he was cutting the fuck up, and the mother didn't speak English. And I said, "Okay, motherfucker, I got you." I said, Sonny, whatever his name, being bad as hell. He ain't listening, blah, blah, blah. No, you see the mom was in shock. She's like, what? And the thing is, why did the people keep requesting me? Mm-hmm. Like, all the people I had horrible. Remember the time I watched those two twins and one just threw up in the whole night? Mm-hmm. The thing is, people just kept requesting. Or no, y'all remember the baby I used to babysit that I never saw?
Yes.
Y'all, I used to babysit this child that I never saw. The first time I ain't think nothing about it because it was date night. Mm-hmm. And then I think it was y'all or my mama was like, "How you know it's a real baby in there? Or they not holding nobody hostage?" I was like, what? Because what would happen, I would come in, they have all their cats looking at me. And we just sit on the couch. Usually at people's house like that, they be like, watch TV. I don't watch shit. I bring my book and I read my book. I bring my own water. I sit my ass on that couch and I go from there. And what I'll do, they'll come in, the cats come greet me because they done met me before. And they'll put their little iPad screen up. They'll be like, "Oh, Susan's sleeping. There she go." And literally I had that right there and I put it right next to me. And then 3 hours later, they come back. Mm-hmm. And my mom was like, "How you know the baby is a real baby?" I said, "Shh." And watching that servant on Apple TV, who knows? Mm-hmm. Thank God. What if it was something that was just a recurring tape?
Oh my God.
And it was like someone on the other end like asking for, oh, listen. Listen. What did you think when I used to go babysit?
I thought it was crazy.
What you mean? I used to constantly, low-key, high-key, when this pandemic hit, the people, like, because it's like a whole agency. Mm-hmm. I used to nanny for because they wanted, like, college-educated folks, right? And because I was older, like, folks used to hit me up, honey. They thought I was going to be their mammy or something, but they got something confused. And I stopped doing it. And they like, that's why they emailed me like 3-4 weeks ago. They're like, will you be interested in coming back? A family requested you. Who? That tell me everybody else done shut them down.
Right.
Oh my goodness. What story did you like the best with the Nanny Chronicles now?
I just told you.
Oh.
The Asian one when it was like and Naomi went on Google Translate.
I said, oh, listen.
And you know how you put the shit in English?
Yeah, I told
and it convert. And you be like, what the fuck?
And then me and that mama started having a conversation. And then she was about to talk. I said, hold on. And then it recorded her. And then she said back to me in English. And then you see that baby eyes getting big.
Like, what the fuck?
They communicating. Are you about to get it, Nero?
Yes.
What you gonna say? Your kid is bad. We can do it in Japanese. Say your kid is bad and not listening. He won't go to bed. And he said that you. Oh, I got petty. And I was like, and he said that you can stay. That you don't care. You can stay up any type of night. Is that true? Oh, are you about to do something? Oh, Nero, what did you type it? Your kid is jumping on the couch. Is it gonna say it or no? Yes, y'all. You got to get this Google Translate. And honestly, they really don't want to fuck with me now because I know about that Duolingo. You hear me? I'll be on their ass.
You be on that ass?
Be on it. You about to do a high B.
あなたの息子はソファでジャンプしていて、彼は止まりません。
That baby was like, what? This was me. I said, excuse me. And she said, huh? I said,
Your son is jumping on the couch and he won't stop.
あなたの息子はソファでジャンプしていて、彼は止まりません。
And she was like, and then Naomi gonna put the microphone to her.
Yeah.
And she started speaking into that.
Yeah. And then
And it was like something in English. And Naomi was like, and then Naomi typed up some more.
he was bad. Because I think the mom was trying to do some work. So she was like upstairs, like 2 levels up. And we were like in the basement. I said, I don't got time for this shit. I said, I got something for your ass. I said, I got something for you. And we gonna go from there. What you got down there? What did you say?
He said he can do what he want to do.
彼は自分のやりたいことができると言った。
Do it again there. What did I tell her?
He said he can do what he want to do.
彼は自分のやりたいことができると言った。
How do you think that woman probably thought of me? She invited me back too. I declined her actually. She asked, did you think that probably a new one, huh? The Asian mama wasn't ready for me. Because I was trying to call her out to be like, he said he jump on his couch, he do what he want to do, and you don't care. I just want to make sure that's true. Do you let him jump on the couch and you don't be caring? Nira, why you keep doing this? Nira was doing this because he's impersonating me. Because you know how when you do Google Translate, it keep a record of the whole conversation? And I showed them the record of the whole conversation. And he was dying. You know, I don't be giving a damn. What did it say down there? What did he say?
You let him jump on the couch.
あなたは彼にソファーにジャンプさせますか?
Hit it again. Wait.
あなたは彼にソファーにジャンプさせますか?
What's the English one? You got to do the both.
Do you let him jump on the couch?
Now hit him with the Japanese.
あなたは彼にソファーにジャンプさせますか?
Google Translate is a blessing. Nero, stop doing this. Nero, keep adding more stuff. Stop. Yeah, I am a fool. So that is my life, y'all. But hopes for the future, it's not going nowhere. But I think leaning into like this idea of surrendering to the podcast and where we're supposed to go and just being open and willing for that. I think that's kind of my thoughts.
I think whatever happens will happen. Definitely it's going to be some TLC. So I do look forward to, the app, working on that. And just bigger and better things, right?
I agree. Perfect. Next, you want to talk a little bit about Insecure?
You can.
Did you say I can?
Yeah.
Insecure, yeah, it was a cute one. I love how Molly opened up with her therapist. Okay, y'all know I've been trying to cape for Molly a little bit. Molly,
Your truth, Nyambi.
Molly is a little rough around the edges. It's what was triggering was exactly what Molly's therapist said to her. Me and Niram was in the therapy session before, and that was actually brought to my attention. She was like, Nyambi, do you want to be right or do you want to be in a relationship? bitch, both. And that's I was like, both? What's wrong with both? Why can't we have both? Let us live both.
I got
it's
my
true
life.
though. It is a real question you have to ask to be in a relationship, and I don't think people talk about that enough. In a relationship, there are gonna be times where you have to choose between being right and just being in that relationship. And not saying that you do something wrong or against your core values or anything, but there are moments where you're gonna very clearly decide that you want to be in a relationship and not right. Mm-hmm. And the relationship supersedes you being right. And that is hot tea. Your thoughts on that, Nero? It's hot tea. It's hot tea. And it's hard to admit I hate it. Because right is right. Wrong is fucking wrong.
Right or in a relationship.
But when you're in a relationship, sometimes you have to choose that over being right. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
It brought me so much joy.
Mm-hmm. If you want to be right, you take that shit to work. You take that shit to somewhere else. You take that to Monopoly. But a relationship, you're going to have to get over that. You're going to have to let your ego come way down from that.
If one person said, it might just be a fluke. But what two people said?
And people say it to me.
No, she was speaking to you.
She ain't speaking to me.
Because Naomi
jaw
dropped.
But at least the thing is, at least I received it. Molly did. She was like, well, did you go ask Molly, do you think you had anything to do with it? Molly going to pretend she's thinking thoughtfully. No. Oh, Molly, girl. Molly sound like a little pup. Oh, Molly. She be cutting up, don't she?
She do. Just like you be cutting up.
I don't cut up.
You is Molly and Molly is you.
Yeah, Molly is the old Nyambi. I think Molly could have been Nyambi a few years ago. But like even some situations, I say, Molly, you ain't even going to give an inch. You're not even going to say, I'm sorry, but I'm mad. Molly ain't going to say none of that.
Nope.
Yvonne, she better act. I thought that was bomb. Can we talk about this Lauren Issa? I thought it was a dream sequence.
Yeah, it did look like a
I
dream
thought
sequence.
any moment Issa was gonna wake up and talk to herself in the mirror
like
and start rapping.
Do.
Can we talk about that beauty when you in that new relationship and it's the honeymoon? But low-key, high-key, I got to thinking about it to be like, imagine being in a new relationship honeymoon with some old dick. So you know about it. It's comfortable, but it's new at the same time. Mm-hmm. Right, you don't got to teach them new things.
Because they already know how to do it.
Because they already know. But you in the honeymoon phase, so it's good. Mm-hmm. I know they're in the honeymoon phase when they can work that closely together.
Because I sure can't work with
imagine how we podcasting. Let's try to work like this tomorrow.
No.
Let's see how it goes.
God, no. Naomi be loud.
What?
You are loud. You are
who other than yourself, has anyone else told you I'm loud?
Yes. Who? My friend, my nephew.
Who is your friend?
My friend who always trying to get me to ride bikes.
That nigga don't know that he riding bikes.
Bullshit. My nephew.
What did he say?
He's like, oh, Auntie Naomi must be at work. I was like, yeah. I said, you can hear? I was like, yep.
How I sound?
He's like, she loud as hell.
How do I be sounding when I'm at work?
So, yes, as white people, you all need to understand that racism do exist. And I'm like, I got to take meetings. I'm in the other room. We only got a one-bedroom apartment.
About racism?
And like we ain't got like no Naomi voice echoes and carry on and shit. Yeah. The fuck. And she's like, that's Auntie Naomi behind. I said, yep, she loud as fuck, ain't she? Yeah, man. Who else? My jive.
Did they know my voice?
Yes.
How they be?
Because it's like, Nero, can you turn down your microphone a little bit? We're gonna put you on mute. We're gonna put you on mute for a second.
I'm sorry. I can't talk quiet with headphones on.
Naomi,
I'm gonna try to do this.
Yelling.
So should I do this? Can people hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna ask my team immediately. I'm like, do I yell?
You need to get your hearing checked.
You freaking
I ain't trying.
Are we on Issa and Lawrence and their beauty of their relationship and the newness? Go ahead, Nerms.
It was dope. Mm-hmm. That's all I got.
I love it. And he about to get this job in San Francisco. He about to get a job at Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, Google.
He going to get a job at one of them places as a program manager. And he's going to thrive. And not only going to thrive, he's going to get that first check. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a whole episode in itself. I guarantee you.
When he started doing that nigga shit, he started looking at Teslas and shit.
I want a Tesla. The COVID messed me up. We was going to get a black Tesla and name it Desi. Shout out to the old listeners.
That's what I told him yes, we need to hurry up and move back to Michigan so I can lower some of these damn expenses so I can get a fucking Tesla.
Nigga, where you going to charge it at?
Shit.
They got some chargers in Michigan.
Yes.
I imagine they don't.
The gentrification is real in Michigan.
Really?
Yes.
Is there a Tesla dealership in Michigan? Where's Tesla dealership at?
I can find you
in
one.
Troy or something?
Probably. Bloomfield Hills. It don't matter.
Yeah, let's go up in there. Let's see.
Shit. Give me a Tesla. I already want that Tesla truck.
Near, don't be Googling no Teslas.
What?
Elon, crazy. We can't get no money to Elon right now.
That nigga already got all the money in the world.
We can't get no more money to Elon. He done went back in space and came back, y'all. Can you believe that? Go ahead. What else did you think about this? So we also seen, one thing I will say, I think Issa was still telling Lawrence too much. So when the moment where she's like, well, what are we? Whatever we are, I want to enjoy. And he was like, or she said, well, what are we? He was like, whatever you want it to be. Y'all too old for that. So that means we haven't made it official yet. Therefore, I don't got to tell you about other niggas I'm saying yet.
Well, shit. They only been fucking for about a week and a half.
That's what I said. But then here come Issa. You remember Nate? No, nigga. He don't remember Nate.
I don't know that nigga.
And then even she going to Nate. Nate, I think I need to tell you this. Me and Lawrence have officially dicked down each other twice. Issa. That ain't his business to show.
All right. If you want to get something.
That ain't now when you go official, right? And you're monogamous, then you have to say something. But until then,
shit.
that ain't none of them niggas'
If you want some opinion from Nate, you go ahead and get some opinion from Nate.
Ain't none
You
of
single.
their business. And then here come Nate gonna hit her when she was like, well, Nate, they could. You could tell Nate really like her because he was like, oh, you would that flaky nigga Lawrence. Here he's like, he's not flaky. You just go on the porch and talk to Condola Rice while I'm in the bathroom. And then here she go, but at least he don't be disappearing.
He said, hey, bitch.
He said, shit, I done had a breakdown and I done got the bipolar and I had to get my shit straight.
Right.
I mean, he still could have called. But yeah, I'm glad they addressed that. I think a lot of folks, air quote, disappear and really just be taking care of their mental health. And don't just bring it up to people. And sometimes we charge that to the game.
Right.
And you shouldn't. Like, I think you should give people more grace.
Because sometimes I would love just to have a 72-hour lockdown.
That's what honestly.
And they just give me water and like all types of healthy stuff. And somebody come ask me questions to see how I'm doing.
That's what I try to do every weekend.
Yeah. No, you can't just do that in the weekend, Naomi.
At my own house.
Yeah. It's not the same when you have to be medically watched.
But no, I appreciate them bringing that forefront and talking about bipolar. I don't think there's been a show where there's young Black people who are supposed to be like, I have bipolar and I'm trying to figure out how to navigate through it. Full sentence pause. I'm also still living my life.
Right.
And I'm a part of society and I'm following my dreams. I think it's usually the extremes of it. So it's the folks who are in denial, won't get no help, pushing through to the brink, or the people who are so far along that they can't function in day-to-day society. And I, however, think the higher majority of people sit right where Nathan's at, where they have moments or episodes where it gets really, really rough. And of course, if you get help, you can balance that type of, like, it just felt relatable. Also, I don't know if I'm a fan of him more because he just be in these streets protesting too. But I thought it was a good conversation to have. And I also appreciated how Issa handled it. Again, in the Black community, I think sometimes we hear folks say bipolar and they're like, ooh, oh my God, you great. And you're looking at them like, child, probably half your family got some type of undiagnosed, untreated mental disorder.
Right.
Low key, high key. You need to be thankful that this person acknowledged it and willing and able to seek help. So just shout out to all of that. Can we have more? We cannot let Nathan disappear. Like, even if him and Issa don't work out, I need more of him talking about this, having it forefront. As a community, we all need to talk about it. If you need help, you got to get help. Help can be therapy. Help can be Jesus. Help can be medication. Help can be all of the. Jesus, I'm sorry. Help can be all of the above, and we just need to lean into that, and embrace that as a Black community.
Yeah.
So I just enjoyed that personally. About you?
No, I think that's dope. I think you took the words out of my mouth.
And now we get into Issa and Molly with a Black girl brunch.
I'm glad they broke up.
Did they break up?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's an official. I knew it was going to be bad when no one addressed. Well, I knew it was downhill when we went in that therapy session and Molly
said she ain't taking out for old dude.
She could
brother,
not.
Not Issa, nobody.
She could not see her own pattern when her therapist literally laid it out like the Google Translate. The therapist is literally like, you mad at your daddy, you're mad at Dro, you're mad at this, you're mad at... And not that these people did not do anything wrong. Like, I don't think the therapist was saying that. But the way in which you navigate conflict or disagreement or disappointment, you just put this wall up and you don't address it. Right? Like, even when she said, you don't got to be friends with Issa, but you have to say the sentence to her, right? If this is someone you love, I'm not messing with you because X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Or this is how I'm feeling. And that never happens. And it's the unspoken. And it's in your head. And you have all these conversations and dialogues in your head. And Issa can't be a mind reader. And Issa, don't get me wrong, Issa don't be my favorite person. But one thing I do like about Issa is that you're never confused on where she stands. And she's transparent about that. And that is like, because at first I was like, Issa do be getting on my nerves. Why everybody like that? But that's why. As a friend, it's hard to find a friend where you come to them and you're not confused about where they stand at all.
Oh, like a Nero.
Okay.
So you shady.
I'm not shady. I just said okay. So I think that was the growth and the beauty in Issa as a friend. In Molly, then you really seen the shadow of her, like not willing to like.
See, I'm trying with her.
Yeah, like even how she sent the text. Like, and I think she did that unconsciously. Like, come on, sis. Like, obviously you're not trying if you can't even be in this moment.
Right.
You're obviously having a good time with her. Like, what happens to be like, sis? Like, all the stuff what she said. Remember when she called on the phone? Where Issa, like, had that imaginary, like, what she would say?
Yeah.
It's almost like she want the Band-Aid off. Just say it, Molly.
Right.
Just say it so we can get through it. Because low-key, high-key, I do believe Issa will be like, you're right, I did do some of that. Like, I think she's that type of friend to be like, yeah, you're right, I did do some of that. I'm sorry. And honestly, I think that's all Molly wants is a what?
That's all right.
An Asian bae, here he come again. Being gentle. Well, even when he was like, we didn't address it. He was like, well, did you bring it up? No, nigga. Listen. Well, what are we talking about here?
Well, it's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. And Issa did extend the olive branch first. Which, honestly, if we're looking at Molly's test, then she said Issa need to come first. What did she do? Damn, she got to come first, bring the flowers, bend down. Like, what? She had to do everything?
Sound familiar.
Oh, whatever, Nero. I'm a teddy bear. First of all, if we're talking about grudge holding, Molly and Niram is going to the gold for the Olympics of it.
I doubt it. Because
Nyambi don't. Half time I don't forget. Maybe I'm like Maya. I ain't forget how you made me feel, but I probably don't forget what you done did. I would go to people, I'd be like, that's why I say energy. I'm like, your energy. I don't remember what you did, but something there. So that was interesting. And I think they might be calling it quits or their relationship just evolved. It also surprised me that Kelly and Tiffany has not, well, actually Tiff, maybe she just had a new baby. And it looks like Kelly raising the baby too. Maybe they just been so disconnected from it that they think they don't realize how bad it is because they all aren't together as consistently as they used to be. That also surprised me as a friend. Because, I've been friends sometimes to talk to both of them and be like, okay, so when y'all come together? And I'd be clear not to say when you gonna, like, so when y'all gonna get over this? Or like, what do I need? Like, sometimes you need a friend to be like, this is some bullshit.
Right.
Like, they almost needed Kelly and Tiffany at that brunch to be like, so is you bitches gonna get this over with or what?
Right.
So is we friends or not? And that was missing.
Right. Do I need to pick a side?
Yeah, like, sometimes you need as facilitators, right? Like, mediators.
Peer mediator.
Yeah. So, we'll see. It's not over. I think they got, one or two more episodes? But I think it's gonna be one of the episodes where we leave on the thing where Molly's doing her thing
and Issa's doing her thing.
And that happens in friendships. I don't want Yvonne to lead the show.
And then Lauren's gonna be in San Francisco.
Lauren's gonna be in San Francisco. But San Francisco, LA, is plenty of niggas and women who got relationships, husbands, babies, who make that commute, honey. So that's not something realistic. That I do see Issa thotting back and forth to San Francisco.
Hey, it's only a 45-minute drive.
Thotting back and forth to LA in what a 6-7 hour drive on the weekend.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. It's Insecure is getting. Did they say they have a fixed amount of seasons for it? Like, it almost feels like it's coming to an end, don't it?
Yeah.
And not in a bad way. Like, but it feels like they're hitting this arc where they're going to go a completely different way with the show, or like it feels like it's come to a point where it needs to be spinoffs. Is that what I'm feeling? Like, do I feel like a Kelly Tiffany spinoff and then like a Lauren spinoff or Yvonne spin? Like, does that feel like that? Almost feels like feel a little spinoffy time to me. Is that weird? Or
no, that's not weird. But I do see like it's something coming to the head.
Yeah, and I can't, but not in a bad way. Like, not in a bad way, like a True Blood way, where I was like, let's wrap this up. But it's just like, oh, so it feels like we're coming to an end of something and the beginning of something else new.
Right.
And I don't know how they're just gonna do that in 23 minutes for another season. Like, that's like, it's just not enough time. Like, how are you gonna dive deep? Or like Issa's brother, like, how are we gonna go deep into a storyline with 23 minutes in 8 episodes?
Which they haven't.
Yeah. Okay, last thing. When we get to this COVID.
Last time I checked, it's still here.
COVID is still happening, y'all.
Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets.
Do not, I'm going to say this one more time. Do not forget the COVID is out there. I'm not telling you not to go outside. I'm not telling you not to go to these rallies or protests. What I am telling you is make sure you have your hand sanitizer. What I am telling you is make sure you have that mask on. What I am telling you is make sure you're washing that ass real clean. What I am telling you is if you sick, you got a cough, do not go up in them streets and spread it. Do not sleep. COVID is still happening. We're almost at 110,000 deaths?
Let's see.
Over 200-something million cases in the United States. Of the overall, 7 million cases globally?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, again, I know I got to come on here and preach a little bit, but I have to just tell y'all it's still happening.
It is.
What you think now? What you going to say?
It's serious out here. 400,000 total fatalities around the world.
Mm-hmm. 3 million has recovered, which is good.
So out of the 7 million people out there who got it, 3 million has recovered.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. is number one as always with almost 2 million confirmed cases. The shit's getting crazy.
Death tolls 110,000.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
And then Brazil is the next. What's the name?
Yeah, Brazil's about to be the next hot spot. And the thing about Brazil, they don't have the infrastructure to hold that up.
No.
They don't have the infrastructure that we have in the United States. And we did it poorly in the United States. So they don't have the infrastructure in place to protect their folks as we did too. So Brazil, so if any Afro-Latino folks, you got folk down there, be very aware of what's going on in Brazil because it's hitting it very hard.
And niggas not wearing masks.
You have to wear it. If you're going out there protesting, y'all, if y'all going out there to these rallies, you have to put your mask, gloves, take sanitizer, take wipes.
And put your mask over your face.
Put your mask over your face.
Not under your chin.
Not under your chin. Or don't let your nose peek out. We family. We telling the truth.
Y'all niggas know.
If the colonizer come, I'm ignoring all these questions, but we family, so I'm telling y'all the truth. We come in the house, you put those clothes in a garbage bag. You wash them. You do them again.
Mm-hmm.
So just know COVID is not over. And I know shit opening. Do not let these things open and fool y'all. So as this stuff is opening, do not be the first one at the nail tech, y'all. Do not be the first person at these places. Get you a little piece of carry out and eat outside, but don't go be back in these places.
Mm-mm.
Okay?
I'm still cutting my hair. I don't think I'm never going back to a barbershop.
Okay. Just be careful, y'all. We got to say it.
Cut my hair indefinitely.
Come on. Lastly, let's talk about our rallies. Let's talk about this revolution that's happening, y'all. It's beautiful. It's happening.
It's there.
It is happening.
Y'all should already know where we stand in this.
Y'all shouldn't even have to ask.
She ain't have to ask.
You already know.
But if you putting property and materials over human lives,
you're trash.
You trash.
People are out there for a reason. Don't forget it. Can we talk about? I think was it a memorial service where Al Sharpton gave the eulogy?
Yeah, Floyd. That Floyd paid for.
Floyd Mayweather did that, honey. Because at first I was like, hey, what's going on? But then I got beyond that, moved on, and if y'all need a word, I recommend you watching the eulogy that Al Sharpton gave.
They won't get off our nets.
They won't get off our nets, right? Like it was just this thing that the United States, white people, the system of racism, of oppression has been on black people's nets since day one, no matter what area we're in. You free? Cool. Like slavery ended, cool. But we ain't paying you. You ain't doing this. Get off our nets, right? Like, and with the folks that we know, like the Briannas, those are ones that just caught on camera we know about. But literally, racism and oppression is on our neck day to day. It's on our neck is when we're cubicle warriors. They're on our neck when we walk. Everything, and it just really resonated and hit home for me.
Yeah.
So, and also this idea that Reverend Sharpton had. The idea is a lot of people don't want peace; they want quiet. And a lot of these fake allies, they don't want peace. They just want you to be quiet. They just want you to take it. And just really like honing down on that. It was just such a good sermon, and I appreciate it. Overall, I'm just going to say stay persistent, y'all. Stay consistent. Stay safe. Know that you don't, if you can't be out there every day, you can't be out there every day. But everyone has a role to play, and we have to play that role. In low key, high key, this is just the beginning.
It is.
This is just, we are about to go into an election season. We can't back up, y'all. Like, we're going to have to tag in and tag out, but get yourself ready for it. I'm even wanting to give a small shout out to Cubicle Warriors, because guess what, y'all? It's coming to us next.
Your workplace is gonna
If
be
it ain't
next
already
place?
here, if it ain't already there, it's coming to us next. So y'all need to get your mind right, get your emotional bandwidth up. You see, they had that little cute Blackout Tuesday. Miriam, you got thoughts on Blackout Tuesday?
It was a crack of shit.
Some symbolics
It's all performative.
for non-black people. Black people, I think it did mean something, but the non-black people,
I think it was performative. Just thinking about, so the music industry, right? Put this shit on, and there's like a time to reflect and all this. But they doing it during a day of time where it don't even matter to nobody. So you want to make impact, and you really want to impact somebody in the music industry. Like, it gotta be on a Friday because that's when music come out.
Yep.
So for them just to do it on a Tuesday, it's very performative.
We need everybody to go to the school of Ben and Jerry.
And
Social
then,
justice for corporate America.
And I think the other thing is that it was more of, I think it goes back to that silence thing, right? So now all of a sudden they want to have a day of silence or quiet and think and perform or whatever. Meanwhile, trolling the Black Lives Matter hashtag. So protesters can't see what the hell going on, but you see all these black squares. Yep. It was almost like a washing of, to me, it just felt like a washing or a cleansing of like what was going on for a day.
To clean it up.
Like clean the feeds, clean all that, because it's just a whole bunch of black squares.
Yeah. I agree. The NFL, I mean, even just seeing the difference between the NBA and NFL company, the NFL, NBA, and Ben and Jerry's response.
Right.
And I think this goes back to Cubicle Warriors. Like, as black people, we're going to have to decide how we show up in these spaces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And know that you don't have to, like, educate everyone in your crew. And know, maybe I should have a whole episode on this. Like, what does it mean to be a Cubicle Warrior in this time? And, we get times off as Cubicle Warriors, but what that time, how much time they really give us? A week, maybe 2 weeks if it's a decent company?
Well, I ain't been at work in a week. I'm going to see if I can push it to 2.
You ain't going to be able to. So, like, just making sure we're equipped with the language, how to, like, I almost want to create a guide for y'all, a guide to just share and download. So as your white colleagues are sending you emails and text messages and checking on you, you can just copy and paste responses, because that's what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. Because that takes us an emotional bandwidth. I think we put it on our page when all your white friends just keep emailing you and pinging you and reaching out. How are you feeling? What's going on? What do I need to? Shut up. Just take the work. So that actually, I'm not going to try to rush and get that done, but I do think maybe later this week we'll really unpack what does it mean to be a Cubicle Warrior. Well, you need your check. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you need your check, but you're trying to make sure you uphold your values and your own integrity in the same time.
Yeah.
Or just how you keep your shit together when your company release a statement. You're like, okay, this is good, and they'll give maybe a Black and Solidarity community meeting for a couple last week, but now you're going into this meeting today, and they talking about metrics, bottom line for the folks in higher ed. They planning for next year and all that. Like, it's like, shit, y'all over it?
Yeah,
we done.
They done.
Ain't nothing else to talk about.
Oh, fuck you niggas.
Right. So, like, we can unpack as a community. How do we support each other? Like, what are some best practices folks use? Because it's going to be hard. I even think about the higher ed folks. Child, for higher ed folks, y'all better pray they keep next year virtual. You go back in that fall. Who want to be on who wants to be on a PWI campus this upcoming fall with the election going on? When I tell you the shit gonna hit the fan.
Who's gonna hit the fan?
Them students gonna tear that campus up.
Tear that motherfucker
And
up.
it's gonna be some niggas getting fired.
Tear the school up.
For all the diversity people, there's gonna be a lot of chief diversity officer jobs opening. So
yes,
get excited. The market's opening. So if you on them committees, I would be team virtual.
Ooh.
And make it about COVID. Low key, I would be. I shout out to all the people who live in residence hall. I can imagine being with all them nasty ass kids coming back in August.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be a new strain created in them showers. No, ma'am.
They're gonna be taking them showers and shit.
I think that's all. We running out of steam, y'all. Don't worry, we're gonna come back this week. We promise. We promise.
And if we don't, just give
Still
us a
love
grace.
us. But yeah, we'll probably be back before Friday. You gonna close out there?
Yeah, as always, to submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email, blacklovematters@gmail.com. That's black with no K. And to leave a comment about anything we talked about, head on over to the website. We got that SoundCloud, and we got that voicemail, and that's at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Talk to y'all later, and remember,
Love is ever evolving. Peace.